What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Want to guess the first question?
Yeah.
You know, you've played against Malia before.
Mhm.
What do you remember, and what stands out about what you've seen her in this short time as a pro?
Yeah, Leah's a a player who's always gonna keep moving, keep you working. You have to stay active with her. She's really physical and really strong in the post. Yeah, I think she's been really consistent for her team. Definitely being an anchor that they need. So
What's it like in these situations when, people that you kind of battled with during your college days, and all of a sudden you guys are here on the biggest stage doing it again? Like, I don't know if it's need, or do you feel like you have an advantage because you play them a lot of, or I'm just curious what it's like.
Yeah, it's fun. Just going back to I don't know how I was in college. Remembering numbers I put up. So it's fun. It's fun to match it on the professional level, and just to see the work that we both put in to a year later. So
You're like, man, we just play.
yeah, yeah, I mean,
It's okay. You can tell me.
yeah.
Ariel, what have you guys? Have you learned anything about yourselves during this road trip?
That we can fight through pretty much anything. I think that's our biggest thing right now is just pushing through the hard times because we having a lot of them. But it is what it is. Just push through them and figure out a way to get wins.
We've talked so much about focus during those lulls. Is there a way to work on that kind of consistency, or is that just something that kind of comes over the span of playing a lot of games and it's still early in the season?
Yeah, it's definitely a way to work on it. I think just holding each other accountable is honestly the biggest thing we can do right now to locking in the focus.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good and easy for me. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, we can move on to Zoom. Tyler?
Hey, both of you. I hope you're doing well. My question's for Ariel, but Shakira, if you want to answer it, you're welcome to as well. With this being a Commissioner's Cup game, I'm curious, do you as players kind of separate this being a Commissioner's Cup game from non-Commissioner's Cup game, or is it just another game for you and that's just like an added title onto it for fans?
It matters for sure. Because of the prize money that comes with Commissioner Cup, let's be honest here.
Period.
Trying to make it bank.
Money
So
game.
yes, it matters, but it's also a big road trip for us to finish out, so it's not, it's not like but or it's like yes, we want to win this game and it's a Commissioner Cup game.
To just follow up on that, are there any, I know coach probably isn't going to worry about it too much, but in the locker room, is there any added talk of it being a Commissioner's Cup game?
We just say, hey, it's a Commissioner's Cup game.
Literally.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like an and thing because we're already prepared. We're already respecting every team that we play. It's just an added like pick me up. Like, yeah, we just came from the West Coast. It's a Commissioner Cup game. Wake up,
Perfect. Thank you both.
Jen?
Hey, Ariel. Hey, Kara.
Hey.
Ariel, if I can start with you, picking up on what you were saying about the road trip and what you've learned and all that, almost at the end here of what I imagine has been a pretty tough trip with the travel and all that. Just what's kind of the vibe in the locker room or the mindset as you guys go for the sweep here on this trip?
And excitement. We've got some things that we feel like we're hanging on to things more than 1 and 2 quarters right now. We're adding things and we're implementing them and we're holding each other accountable. Obviously excited to finish this road trip in the best way we know how. But just pushing each other to get through these games because obviously West Coast road trip isn't easy. But at the end of the day, no one cares what you got going on. No one cares what your legs feels like. You got to go out there and hoop.
And then for either of you, watching on watching on social media, the hard hat of the night, the dog of the night, that it seems like it's been very fun from the videos. I'm just curious how you guys have enjoyed that or how it's kind of contributed to the culture that you guys have.
I think it's just been able to celebrate the little wins, honestly, that don't maybe get as much, I guess you don't recognize it as much as a bigger stat, but I feel like it just showcases who really was working and who really was, putting in a little bit more effort that helped us win. And, just aiming towards those goals, might push us a little harder. So I think it's dope for the team to just be able to celebrate each other.
Awesome. Thank you both.
Any more questions? I think that's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh,
I was finished that game. Thank you.
We can get started with in-person questions.
Hey. Want to start with Leah. I know you watched her plenty.
Aaliyah, sorry,
Yeah.
Aaliyah, gotcha.
Watched her plenty of the years in
Yeah.
college now. I'm sure you've done your homework as she's moved up to this level. What stands out, or what have you seen that has kind of allowed her to make the transition so well, where, a lot of rookies kind of take some time, but she's gotten off to a pretty quick start?
I don't know her well personally, but everything I know about her from the time she was in high school was that she's just an outstanding person, and just super solid in every way. And I think that shows up in her game. Post players like that tend to come in and hit the ground running. I mean, you can name them off. Her, Asia, Tina, Stewie, Elena, BG, those bigs that are as good as advertised coming in tend to come and make an impact right away. And you can just see every night on both ends of the floor, she's already really, really good and going to get better.
Specifically on the floor, is it what you've seen on the college level, or is she doing something a little bit different from just your take?
Everybody was a little curious how she would look getting to play more one-on-one. And she's shown that she can bulldoze and finish with both hands. And she's always been a good passer. She saw so many double teams, but I don't think anything's totally shocking. I think just the ease with which she has seemingly ease that she has incorporated all these things is pretty impressive. It's not easy to come in and be the centerpiece of a young team, and they kind of already starting not to look like a young team, largely because of her.
Elena said this morning she was planning on giving it a go. I'm assuming that's your understanding also.
After she warmed up, she looked good. So unless something changes or I hear something different, I think she's good to go.
Is it a minute situation, or just kind of see how she's moving and feeling and what she says about how she's feeling as the game goes on?
I don't think there'll be anything in terms of total minutes. I think it'll probably be more me just checking with her and making sure she's staying warm. Sometimes playing fewer minutes doesn't help because it's easy to tighten up. So I usually kind of check on her. We've talked a couple times about her substitution pattern, and we change that up a little bit. But no, I think it'll just be a matter of how she's feeling.
I still working under the same guys.
Yeah, for now anyway. Yep.
And one last thing from me, like you said, Fever playing better than their record indicates, so probably older. Well, they're a young roster, but playing better than what you could maybe expect from so many youngsters. What has caught your eye when you look at them?
They have different ways they can play. I mean, they've got two starting guards who can really handle the ball and make plays, and Wheeler and Kelsey Mitchell. They've got two really good bigs and big depth. When Queen Egbo comes in the game, they can put Vivian's at the 4. They have different ways for a young group. They got more options than most when you're in that stage of your building of a team. I think Aaliyah has allowed Melissa to play the way she's capable of playing. I think that's a really good complementary pair, those two. Maybe a real young version of our two, Elena and Kira. There's some similarities that I see there. And yeah, they got people who can score. They got, a defensive anchor now. Lexi Hull has become a really, really good defender in a short time. They just have a lot of good players. The only thing for them, I think, is learning how to win.
Perfect. Thank you.
How you doing?
So, Wayne.
So good to see you. Just two quick ones for you. One, that shoot around for the Indiana Fever. Coach Chrissy sides, is very passionate, has those players playing and connecting on a different level. Just what's some of the challenges when you face a young team like this?
I don't think they're going to give you anything easy. They're going to keep coming. They got, they're playing a deep bench. They're going to throw a lot of bodies and a lot of energy at us. And, I think a team like that, when they're young and talented, is fearless. So I think we got to be ready for that.
And then you jump out to an early lead in Seattle. but then you want to just say discipline. I guess what's the keys of emphasis, not giving a game plan away, but a young team at home, revved up. This was some of the emphasis you want to see the team focus on tonight.
I think we just have to come out and establish how we want to play again. I think we did both ends of the floor to start the game the other night. We played how we wanted to play and got away from us a little bit. When you go on the road, you have to come out and establish yourself defensively and on the boards. But I think offensively sustaining and playing good, whether shots are going in or shots aren't going in, there's a way that it should look. The ball should move, should touch the paint. We should play with tempo. We can do those things regardless of whether we're shooting well or not.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
We can move on to Zoom. Tyler?
Hey, Coach. I want to ask you about the being a Commissioner's Cup game tonight. I know the players, obviously, they have their reasons for wanting to be invested in Commissioner Cup games, but for you as a coach and for your ultimate goal of being a championship this year, is there anything additional that you add to this game as a coach, being a Commissioner's Cup game?
I don't think we do anything different in terms of the way we, prepare or, I'm not saving any tricks for this game because it's a Commissioner's Cup game, but it's good that our players are aware of it. We kind of said at the start of the year where it's a competition that we're in, so we'd like to try to win it. I think that's a good practice and a good habit to be in is, there's something a little extra importance on it that keeps our focus sharp, then that's great and we'll use it. We kind of said before the season, it's not like we're going to do anything extra special because we try to bring it every night. But if it helps with a little extra motivation, it's fine by me.
And you've had this format now for a couple of years. I know the way the schedule has gone and the way results have gone that you guys might not have necessarily been in it as much as you guys would have liked to. But what's your opinion on the Commissioner's Cup as a whole and it being just a unique experience in American professional sports?
I mean, I'm a big soccer fan, so it's fine by me. It's interesting to me. It's, a challenge here in terms of how we implement it. And I'm not sure if it'll look like this forever or not. I really don't know. But no, I think it's a good idea. I'm not opposed to trying some new things. So if it gives a little extra meaning to some of these games, especially as we get closer to, the end of the 10 game period, and it could throw up some fun matchups between teams with a lot riding on it. So I'm for it. I'm for anything that adds some excitement to the regular season.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Jen?
Hey, Eric, 2 questions for you. First off, the first round of the results of fan voting for the All-Star game came in this afternoon. Not sure if you saw those, but Alina and Shakira are both top 20 so far. Kind of what's your reaction to that? How much do you pay attention to that, if at all?
Yeah, I just saw I don't know if I saw the full list. I maybe saw the top 10 or top 15. But it's good. Yeah, they're both obviously deserving All-Stars, and hopefully our fans can get out and pump the vote up. I can't say that I'm fully aware of all the ins and outs of what counts double and what days are special days and all that. But yeah, I got to make sure I go do my part and vote for them also. And not just those 2.
And then, I asked the players this too, but just wanted to ask you about the hard hat dog of the night, because from the videos on social, it looks like you guys are having a really good time with that. Just curious, with that being a new thing, how you feel like that's working for you all and kind of what it adds to the culture that you guys have.
Yeah, I won't disclose who's getting fined for getting the hard hat in DC. Keep that one to myself. But yeah, if we go 3-0 on the trip, I won't complain too much. But no, it's been good. It's just another way to celebrate each other. I think it's good to have ways that your players can celebrate each other's success. And it can be in ways that aren't related to, somebody just having a big scoring game or big stats game. Somebody can play a handful of minutes and get the hard hat because they make a difference in the game. So I was good to see Taj get it the other night because I thought she deserved it on both ends of the floor.
You might have to keep the cup if you go 3-0.
True. That's a good point. Or at least in addition to, we will drink something out the cup.
Nathan?
Hey, Coach. I just want to get your thoughts on this road trip. Ariel talked about holding each other accountable. When you look at this road trip, Seattle and then tonight, how is it important to finish this road trip on a good high note?
I think we put, importance on any game. Just because you win a couple games on the road doesn't take anything away from the meaning of this one. So, we got a chance to have a great trip. And if we don't win, we're not gonna feel good about it. If we win, we'll feel good for a minute, and then we'll start getting ready for the next one. So, you don't get a lot of chances to have an undefeated trip. We put ourselves in this position by playing well enough to win a couple, but tonight's going to be a different ball game, and we got to get ready or be ready. Too late to get ready.
Appreciate it.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, everyone.
See you after.